Well, it looks like we have some pretty big Avengers Doomsday leaks that come in the form of Funko Pop leaks. It would not be the first time that we got some leaks from Funko Pop. And these, it's really interesting. These actually kind of confirm some previous leaks that we got for Avengers Doomsday, showing us some concept art photo that Marvel was reportedly working on. Now, at the time, and really just moving forward, it's going to be the case for this. It's kind of hard to tell what's real and what's fake because we live in the world of AI now. It kind of looked like they were real before, but they could have also been fake. It looks like they're real. It looks like a lot of the leaks that we've actually seen are indeed real. And I still pose the question, is Marvel doing this on purpose? And the reason I asked that for this particular leak with the Funko Pops is that yesterday, Funko Pop, they showed a bunch of people what the Avengers Doomsday Funkos were going to look like, but this was in a controlled room where no one could take any photos and it was being monitored, so none of those leaks got out. This, however, seems to be very different. This seems to be a digital leak, not like somebody went in there with their phone, snuck a picture of it, and then posted it to the internet. No, these seem to be files, especially with the way that they are presented. And like I said, they do confirm a few things, and these are very specific characters. Not all the characters, because obviously there's so many characters in Avengers Doomsday, but we do have one for Steve Rogers, Captain America, still wielding Mjolnir. And what's interesting is that we did before have some leaked photos for Avengers Doomsday of Chris Evans with a beard wielding Mjolnir. Now, if this is accurate, and he is going to come back with a beard, we really could be getting Nomad Captain America, which we heard we are indeed going to get. But a lot of people are really confused because this Captain America clearly looks different than what we saw with the teaser trailer. But again, I think we're going to do some time jumping. Like, yes, it's a multiversal film, but don't forget time, right? Because going back in time was really Kang's deal. Right? We had multiversal travel, but Kang originally discovered time travel. He had a time travel device, went back in time, and I'm pretty sure Doom is going to take over a lot of his plot as well, like a lot of his story. But this Steve Rogers having Mjolnir makes sense. He was worthy to lift Mjolnir in Avengers Endgame, and he took Mjolnir back, or so we thought. That's the biggest thing. We have no idea what Captain America actually did when he went to return the stones and Mjolnir. Maybe he did something he wasn't supposed to, and that's why he has Mjolnir here, because the Mjolnir from before was broken. And it doesn't seem like this one here is broken based on these photos. So perhaps it still is the same Mjolnir from back in time. So perhaps something with Mjolnir, that's what Steve Rogers did, something with Mjolnir. And I don't know, maybe he kept it and he wasn't supposed to. Who knows? We'll have to wait for the movie. But it does seem like this seemingly does confirm that he is back with a beard and he's back with the hammer. Now we have another one, and one that I really want to point out specifically first is Binary, because we had heard some reports that Captain Marvel, Binary, She-Hulk, they weren't going to be in the film, and She-Hulk might not be in the film because we've heard a lot about Tatiana Maslany recently returning as She-Hulk. There's been a lot of rumors out there. She's talked about the rumors herself. We're unsure about She-Hulk at this point in time, but I never thought that Binary and Captain Marvel were not going to be in the film. I think it's just a no-brainer. I've always thought they were going to be in the film, especially with what they set up in the Marvel's post-credit scene with the Fox X-Men, which is the universe that we're going to go to. But Binary literally has her own Funko Pop here. So she's going to be relatively important. I'm pretty sure since we're getting that Avengers versus the X-Men scene, she's going to be a part of that scene fighting. And then Monica Rambeau comes out and she says, hey, stop it. These people are good. Don't fight my friends, pretty much, because Doom's going to set it up to make it seem like the Avengers think, and the Wakandans and everybody with them think that the X-Men are bad. And based on what we heard recently, the opening scene reports where the X-Men are going to be fighting Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man because their worlds are colliding. Yeah, it's going to seem like they are kind of bad, but I think Binary and Monica Rambeau are going to be key here because Binary and Beast were watching after Monica Rambeau when she went into their universe at the end of the Marvels. So I think once the Avengers and everyone start fighting, Monica Rambeau is going to recognize these people from her Earth and tell the X-Men, hey, stop it. No, they're not actually bad people. And then she'll tell the Avengers, the X-Men are not bad people. Despite whatever this Doom guy is telling you, he's lying because I've been with them for a while and I'm from that universe. I know both sides are not evil. Be friends. And that's where I think everybody kind of goes, oh, okay. Well, yeah, Doom's the bad guy. So we have one for Thor. God Loki, which I really like the title of that. Magneto, Mystique, and I will say Mystique also had some leaked photos, and so did James Marsden's Cyclops. And again, at the time, we weren't sure if they were real, but it looks exactly like these leaked photos right here. And we saw Cyclops already. He looks exactly like these leaked photos here as well. So again, it was really hard to tell because of AI and everything, but it looks like these might have been real, which means probably those ones that we got with Doom holding his sword and the chess pieces, they were probably real as well. I really want that to be real because I would love to see a Doom monitoring everything from the world of, or sorry, the Library of Worlds. And I would love to see him just kind of watching through different portals, through screens, different universes. And he's just, they are chess pieces to him, right? He's doing everything he needs to do to take over the multiverse for himself. I really want that to be true. Also, he was supposed to wield a sword and shield. We saw concept art of that was leaked as well. No sword and shield for this Funko Pop. But I do like how the Funko Pop looks. Obviously, it's very exaggerated with the big eyes and everything, and it's hard to get a really good look at it here, but I'm still really stoked for Dr. Doom. Magneto looks great. It's the same purple that we actually saw if we go back to the leaked concept art that we got for, I would say, the main cast of the Avengers. We saw Professor X wearing kind of like his military shirt with the X on it, which is actually what we saw in the trailer. And this is actually what we saw in the trailer as well. Magneto had kind of like a robe over him or some type of a sweater over him, a cardigan over him. But underneath, you could actually see the purple suit, which is what we are seeing here. And then we have the Human Torch, the Thing, Yelena Belova. We're going to go up. We got Binary, Captain America, of course, Dr. Doom, Mr. Fantastic, Bucky Barnes, King M'Baku, which he recently did say in the trailer, the Invisible Woman. And I will say right here, the Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic, we have heard that they have these new looks and that these jackets are actually a part of their new looks. And it looks like that could be true based on this leak. And then, of course, we have Steve Rogers, Captain America. Now, I will say, Funko Pop said that these weren't real. And, well, yeah, what are you going to say if you were Funko Pop? Oh, crap. Yeah, they are real. They all leaked. Yeah, I mean, obviously with any leak, take it with a grain of salt, but these seem to be pretty real. And I would say, even if they aren't real, this is pretty much how the characters are going to look in Avengers Doomsday. I mean, these costumes seem pretty accurate based on everything that we've seen so far. But again, these line up with the other leaks that we have seen. And they also line up with the other reports that we have heard from insiders, like Steve Rogers is going to return as Nomad and he's going to wield Mjolnir. That is probably the story of Captain America coming back, what he did to cause an incursion, and how he has Mjolnir still, or where the new Mjolnir comes from. That is probably what I'm really the most curious about. It's Dr. Doom's backstory, what the heck the X-Men have been up to, and why does Steve Rogers have Mjolnir? That's what intrigues me the most, I think, right now, because for the Fantastic Four, we at least know kind of what happens. It sounds like Dr. Doom goes to the Fantastic Four with Thor, with Steve Rogers, and says, hey, I need your help. You know, universes are being destroyed by the X-Men. And then they go to the 616 universe and they basically tell the same thing to the 616 Avengers and the Wakandans and everybody. And then they go and they fight the X-Men and everybody realizes Doom is the bad guy. We kind of get that story. So that's the Avengers, the new Avengers with a Z, the Thunderbolts, the Wakandans. And like I said, there's more here. Like we don't have one for Shuri here. And there's a lot of, you know, like we don't have Red Guardian, John Walker. This is only, you know, one sleeve of it that seemingly got leaked. But I do think it tells us quite a bit. And I'm just really curious about Captain America, why he still has, or how he gets, again, Mjolnir. Now, someone did post some leaks yesterday for the official first images of these things. They weren't images, but they had their numbers. So like Thor is 1581, Loki 1582, Captain America 1583, and it basically goes all the way down until we get to 1595, and it basically does show it, or they basically did name everyone that we saw here. So again, that is another kind of point towards these actually being real. Again, when the company comes out, Funko, and says, hey, these aren't real, we cannot take them at their word. It doesn't have anything to do like with how honest they are or whatever like that. You just can't come out and say, yeah, these are real. These are the secret Funkos we showed yesterday, and oops, they're on the internet now. You can't do that. I think these are probably real because, again, they line up with everything we've heard and seen in the past, and they do seemingly confirm some other leaks as well. And I'm probably going to buy them all. I'm not going to lie. You know, I think Funkos are cool, and they're kind of going out of business, so I'm going to try to help them. But let me know what you think about them in the comments down below. And are you going to buy some? You're going to buy them all? You're going to buy some? You're going to buy one? You're going to buy none? Let me know all your thoughts about this. Let me know your thoughts about the previous leaked photos that we've seen kind of being confirmed real now. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Avengers Doomsday news, and of course, just Marvel news in general. We talk about SpiderMan a lot as well. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Woof woof.